Excuse me. Well, and that's another thing. I've got an idea that I think could help reinduce. Of course, this has to do with the fry on salmon and some of those streams and rivers that they have anticipated. The only problem, the detail that you have to remember is it has to do with the physical elements of those streams and the feeder into the channels. So when you're doing those fry and you're making the roux, once it's in that water, that's where they're going to go. That makes sense? But those fry have to be deposited into those water sources, and those water sources have to be accessible to them for them to migrate back up. And that's for Canada and for, anybody on the Security Council and state of Washington, Alaska. When you're doing those catches, this is my feeling. They have a responsibility. You're catching those fish in order to replenish. It's for your own good. You would have to have those waters already pre-done on that boat if you're going out. And that's the way it should be done. It may be that you have to stage it, which is a big deal up in Washington, up in that Pacific Northwest. I think it's the way it is, but when it comes to those migration patterns, Paul Allen's more of an expert than I ever pretend to be. But that was my solution in order to help repopulate some of those streams, and it takes time to do that. But you have to maintain that consistency of you doing that, and you replenish it until you have the necessary structure that will help support that species in those streams.